We have recently talked about the idea that has been so popular in your metaphysical circles for now quite some time, that you call the Akashic Records. Ooh, sounds impressive. But the idea really is that the way you refer to these things, the way you refer to this concept, Akashic Records, actually brought about the question from an individual on your planet as follows. Bashar, yes, I said. Can anyone access the Akashic Records? Are you able to access the Akashic Records? Thus, then, when the question is presented this way, it demonstrates very clearly that the way you're actually defining this concept creates a sense of separation, as if the Akashic Records was somehow some repository somewhere out in the universe or on some dimensional plane that you need some special key to unlock and access. Think about this for a moment, in light of what we have already started to talk about here. If you understand that everything is one, and you understand that everything is here and now, then it isn't about the idea of everything that happens being recorded. It's simply the idea that everything that exists, exists here and now, and therefore, of course, you have access to all that information. Not because it's recorded somewhere, but because it's here and now, alive, in present time. It doesn't need to be recorded in the fabric of space and time. It is the fabric of space and time. It is the here and now. It's simply other versions, other perspectives of the one, of the here, of the now. So by using the term Akashic Records, it's all right as a euphemism, but you see, it can mislead you. It can create the misunderstanding that this somehow is a repository existing somewhere in the infinite depths of space and time. And how do we find it and how do we access it? You're looking out there for it. You're looking up there for it. You're looking down there for it. You're looking over there for it. You're thinking of it as something that is recorded after the fact, as might happen in your technology, where something is happening and you're using your camera or your tape to record something, and then you can play it back after the fact. Of course, we know that that's an illusion too, because everything is happening here and now. But you can create that linear illusion, that linear perspective that it's actually happening after the fact, that there's a cause and effect, which there isn't. But you can create the experience of the cause and the effect for your own processing purposes, for your own satisfaction, for your own, shall we say, ability to appreciate creation in a unique way. You can create that cause and effect. But it doesn't really exist. You're making those connections between things that appear to be separate, but are simply different, coexisting, simultaneously existing experiences that both exist at the same time. One did not cause the other. But you can make it seem as if one thing caused another. That's why we often say, it's not about an end, in a sense, or a means to an end. The means and the end are one thing. But you can create them to appear to be two things. You can create it to seem as if this means leads to this end. But it doesn't. The means and the end both coexist at the same time. But if you make a connection between them, you can create that experience for your own gratification. But that's simply a unique experience of things that exist simultaneously. And the thing that's new, even though everything already exists as a structure, as a framework, the thing in a sense that is new is your experience of it, your perspective of it. And that experience is the new thing. And that experience is what adds from your unique perspective to the experience that all that is having of itself in the here and now. So even though the framework exists and in a sense doesn't change, the experience of the framework does. And that's what we mean when we say everything changes. It isn't that the framework changes. It isn't that the realities change. All of that is laid out. All of that structure already exists and always will. That's the fundamental structure of the nature of existence. And that's why it's easy to see, because it never shifts. It never changes. The whole structure is always the whole structure. But the experiences, the perspectives, the relationship of your unique perspective to that structure is what changes. That's what we mean when we say everything changes. That's the fourth law. It's your experience, your perspective that changes.